everyone, and welcome back to another game of Age of Empires 2. It's your host Lethal here with Lethal Gaming. Guys, I'm gonna bring you a game with an interesting map I don't think I've played before, but there's a first for everything. It's called Atacama. Let me show you what I mean, guys. So, very small tree patches, and then towards the center you have most of the trees in the game, so all the wood and all of the wood lines are in the center of the map, which means lots of war and potential action towards the center, because that's good, and it's good to occupy the middle, control the wood, and you pretty much win the game. Alright guys, let's jump into today's game. I'm gonna introduce the players and then we'll just go at it. Red is Lethal as the Vietnamese. This was random civ, so I definitely got a random civ, which is the Vietnamese, and I started to think of my strategy right away. So we'll see what we do this game. Ethiopians is El Baron de la Bira. I don't know what that means, but the Baron of whatever Bira is. Maybe that's a city, maybe that's a cheesesteak, Jimmy's or something. Who knows? Who cares? Alright guys, so yeah, Blue did pretty good this game. He did put up a little fight and did go aggressive. Little spoiler alert, but whatever. Lethal, on the other hand, he totally sucked. He couldn't do anything. He didn't even know how to put his villagers in lumberjacks. I mean stone. I'm just joking around. So the standard gameplay, guys. 3 on wood. Notice how there's like 5 trees here. So I tried to find the one with the most trees that was closer towards the center, but totally screwed up. I was like, these seem too far. They seem like they don't have enough. I should have gone this way, but whatever. Quick boiler for Lethal. Nice boiler. One thing I'd like to mention, guys, as we go into these early stages of the game, is that I haven't been playing as much. I did take I didn't really take it intentionally, but I didn't play for like 2 weeks. So it kind of felt weird coming back, but I have been practicing a little bit here and there, so I will start ranked gameplay again. This is a normal game, just FYI. 4 on wood, guys. Will we see a rush from our blue player? Stay tuned. Alright guys, I need to restart. This is totally like... I'm just kidding guys, I'm goofing around. Okay. So blue Ethiopians, guys. Remember, Ethiopians, they are archer civ. They do have quite a bit of unique bonuses, like the Shotel Warrior is a cool troop. They also have very powerful siege. Torsion engines give their siege weapons blast radius. So pretty much a hit, instead of doing 1 tile, it'll do multiple tiles. So like a trebuchet hit could be powerful. A cannon hit is powerful as well once you research that. But it is available in the Imperial Age. Blue is luring in his boars, puts 4 on berries like standard. He's luring his other boar, which is pretty nice. Good for him. Red already has his second boar. Yeah, that must be the second boar. He's already starting to wall early on. Guys, what's the strategy of this game? Notice the early wall. This will tell you that this guy, whoever he is, he wants to play defensive. He might even potentially go macro play. So when you see this kind of stuff, most of the time it does ring a bell. That player who's walling at 6 minutes, 7 minutes in the game is going defensive, and he might be going for macro play instead of rush. And in this map, Atacama, it isn't a bad idea to go booming instead of fighting for land, but it could put you at a disadvantage if your opponent goes aggressive and you're not able to manage and keep up with that. Notice house cap, that's pretty rad, but Lethal, instead of building 1 extra villager going 21 to feudal age, he goes 20 pop to feudal age. I've kind of just gotten used to going 21 pop to feudal age for the most part, guys, but usually that is a rush build order strategy. It isn't necessarily a normal way of going to the next stage. Blue goes 22 pop feudal age, so not bad. He already started to cut trees in the center. He's sending some villagers to gold. Notice how he didn't even build a lumber camp early on. Next to a little tree patch. He just went straight for the center. He found it pretty early on. I did find it too, but I was like, huh, that seems far. I don't feel like doing it right off the bat. But I ended up doing it later anyway, so I probably should have done it right off the bat. Because these villagers later will have to walk a million miles to this side and essentially cut trees. So this wall's going up, guys. On the south, I would say western flank of Lethal's map is going up. Oof. A little action. Normally we don't see action in the beginning of the game, guys, but villager wars, scout picks are always fun to witness. Lethal decides to back off. He just decides to go scout some more because scouting information is important, guys. Notice the wall that he's building right now without fully being scouted. It's not that bad, but if he had a few more you know, tiles uncovered and a little bit more scout information, it could change the wall essentially. Could have walled here and here and here. I wasn't aware this was open until later, but that's the process of learning the game, guys. When I saw the description of the map, I was like, huh, looks like the whole center is just packed with trees and you can't get through it, but that was not the case when I started to play. Lethal's dropping a market. This is, guys, fast castle timing right here. Building up to that fast castle. Notice how Lethal drops a mill here. This villager should probably be going back to deer soon after finishes that. She finishes that. The reason why I dropped the mill here is because I wanted these villagers just to quickly finish it up and go to work and get my food source faster. If they're walking back and forth a billion miles, it's going to slow down your food income. Because notice I only have food income from berries and deer. So it would have been better to have 3 or 4 at least right off the bat just to get that food. Because we are kind of low, not even close to 800. We're like halfway there. Let's take a quick look at Blue. Blue is scouting my base finally. And he's building archers, guys. Blue decides to go aggressive. 2 racks. I know that's a SC2 slang term, but we'll use it. Archery ranges, 2 racks. We'll use it for AOE 2, why not? He walls off his wood line, which is really smart. Because scout rushes are a pain in the butt to deal with. If you just do a few little walls, you don't have to think about it. He is playing defensive. Notice this, guys. He has 3 soldiers here. He's just chilling. What's the scout doing? He pulls a scout back. He notices the wall, guys. This is a big mistake for our El Baran de la Bira, our Ethiopians player in the blue. If he got that information in the sense knows that Lethal is walling up, Lethal does not have a barracks up. It's like YOLO swag. That's a free pick right off the bat. And as long as Lethal is not fully walled, he can just run in there and do as much damage as he wants to without getting pretty much pressured. Lethal does notice that this was an open area, so he walls it off quickly. Everything's fully walled. Boom. Boom. That's Castle Age. So not a bad timing. Definitely a little rustier than normal, guys, but that's okay. I decided to go boom, like I said earlier, and I figure my wall is up. I don't know what the heck Blue's up to. I'm just, more importantly for me, it's like, I'm just going to scout the map. Pretty good scouting. But now this is where I start closing in on his base. Getting a little bit of information and whatnot. Blue, on the other hand, guys, this is like, I'm just telling you right away. When I saw his army, I was like, what the flip was he doing this whole time? I don't have anything. He was in my base. Did he not scout the fact that I was just chilling like a villain? Get to work, guys. Quit chilling. They're probably just talking about all the deers they killed. And I was just like, what the heck? Even if Blue attacked me, let's just say before I got to the Castle Age, correct? Like right now. I actually am before getting to the Castle Age. He's already attacking me. He could pick off a wall, guys. Notice all the archers. I'm like, okay, this is serious. He has like 20 archers. I'm a stonewall this side. Because as soon as he breaks through a little palisade wall, that's like a couple of attacks with that group. He'll be in to do all the havoc and put all the hurt on me he wants to. I figured he's going around, and blue is going around, but he's kind of taking it slow, so I just started building a house here, walling up a little. Notice what the first thing that red does. Red drops a siege workshop. Blue gets his cheeky little scout, and this guy could have been a pain in the ass to deal with, considering the fact that red does not have a barracks, but as we'll see soon enough, that scout didn't really get put to full use. Even though it does pick a villager off, MVP of the day, here it goes. But what I mean by not full use is, if I built a mangonel and he had a scout around, he could have definitely picked it off, or at least put some pressure on it. Instead, blue, he sees that I have a siege workshop. He's like, what the heck? This guy's gonna build a mangonel, I'm getting the hell out of here. And all of his archers Hail Mary on home. Rip. I don't know what yellow this player was. I didn't even bother to check, but this is how he got in, I suppose. There's another hole here, so a little bit of a mistake on red's side. I feel like blue could have kept a scout inside the base, but he didn't want it to die, so I suppose that's not a bad idea to just pull it out. And technically he doesn't have the map fully scouted, so that's probably his reasoning for pulling it out. I figured he was going to break a wall, keep a scout in there, and just piss off my man Ganel, knowing that he's starting to pressure me early on. But nope, guys, look at the strategy change. He's going to Castle Age. He, I guess, planned on doing a late Feudal Age rush. See what he could get out of it. Got nothing. Got pushed back. He's dropping a stable. And transitioning to the Castle Age. Ethiopians are an archer sub, guys, so he will be sticking with archers and upgrading those. There would be no reason not to do that. He is buying horse collar, gold mining shaft, getting some researches up, which are very important, especially when you start seeding those farms. You want to have that extra wood. Lethal's already in the Castle Age, guys, so pretty solid Castle Age timing. And it's not going to do much for me in the sense of combat-wise. I just had that opportunity to do this quick siege workshop, get that defensive military unit up, and now I can boom. I dropped the 2 TCs that I've been wanting to do, knowing that now he's not pressuring me, and definitely saturating wood a little too much here, which is, remember guys, which isn't a good idea. Your villagers clump up, they get trapped. 7 to 9 is the golden number for this. I have what, 11, 12 villagers. Could have built another lumber camp here. Also could send a mangonel here and put a few villagers. Look at this. This is what I'm talking about. This guy is missing out on the wood. He's like, dang, where's Chuck Norris? Would Chuck Norris give me a hand? I'm trapped. I can't chop for shit. Let's take a quick look at blue. Notice the boom, guys. Red is on 3 TCs. Really nice. We're switching over to blue. Blue right off the bat. He's buying crossbowmen. I love it when this happens. You clear up some straggler trees, and next you know, they're out here in the middle of nowhere. He's sending more in gold. He builds his first TC. He drops his third TC, so he is probably panicking in a sense like, oh snap. Red has a lead on me. Economy over military. But the thing is, guys, look at the scores. They're almost the same, but he has a military lead. I have economy lead, technically. He has 72 pop. He did get his TCs up pretty fast, so he's not too far behind. And red is 47 pop, guys. Almost double the population. Notice the strategy shift for red. He is starting to prioritize stone. Guys, remember, Vietnamese, they have quite a few bonuses as well, but not as much as the Ethiopians, I'd say. We have the unique Rattan Archer, which is really nice. Archer unit, pretty fast, pretty mobile, pretty dangerous, and they have very nice buffed up elephants. So they are technically an archer civilization, but they do also prioritize elephants because they get Chatras, which gives battle elephants plus 100 health. One thing I forgot about the Vietnamese, which is cool. Paper money. Lumberjacks slowly generate gold in addition to wood. I totally forgot about that research. I don't know if I even researched it, but that is something we should keep in mind together, guys, and not forget. 21 farms, guys. Kind of a late wheelbarrow. People say usually you want to get one at 15 farms, get your first at 15 farms, and then 20 plus you can go for handcart. Lethal is dropping a 4th TC, so this is going to be an ultra boom. Always moving around. He's always moving around that mangonel, thinking like, maybe this guy isn't going to go on the aggressive side. Maybe he doesn't want to deal with some mangonel fire. Blue isn't done yet though, guys. Check this out. He's on 3 TCs. He's building his house. He's got a little house cut there, which isn't that bad because it doesn't last too long. But he is starting to pop out those camel riders. I don't know the reasoning for this, but I guess he just knows that, you know, Red has archers and battle elephants. Might as well counter his elephants, counter any cavalry that he's going to build. So he just jumps onto that right away. He is assuming that I will go elephants, which I will tell you right off the bat, guys, this was not a bad idea. Because I was planning to go battle elephants until I see his counter. And then I'm like, nah, screw that. I'm going to counter his counter. So I went for the pikemen. Notice this scout just chilling. He could use a few more scouts. Lethal is dropping a few more, not scouts, but he could scout the map a little more. Lethal has a full map scouted, and he's dropping a defensive castle. Notice his strategy, guys. He's not trying to be aggressive. He's just on 63 pop, chilling, popping out 4 villagers at a time. He builds 1 spearman, like, maybe I should deal with that scout. But the scout dips, runs off the bat, puts this mangonel in a good position. If archers come, they're pretty much done for. Now he's patrolling this side. The map is pretty much fully scouted. Doesn't know what blue's up to. He doesn't really care. He's playing defensive. He knows that blue has archers in the fields, but he does not know that he is starting to build camels. 105 pop for our blue player. Definitely has that population lead, even though half of it's probably in military. Let's see here real quick. 27 plus 9. Yeah, he has like around almost 30 military, so not half, but a third of his pop is in his military. He's still chilling, guys. He's gonna send a little archer to scout, maybe poke around a little bit, idle a villager, but he knows that, holy smokes, this guy's fully walled. Who knows what's going on in this place, but he knows I'm booming. It's pretty clear. Notice that he's floating so much gold. This is Imperial, guys. You can buy all the food you want, click on Imperial, and he's good to go. He doesn't have Imperial Age buildings by the looks of it. He only has archery ranges, barracks, stables. You need, remember guys, you need either two Castle Age buildings, like University, Monastery, Siege Workshop, or 1 castle. That allows you to go to the Castle Age. I mean, to the Imperial Age. Blue is pulling off his villagers off a stone. He is sending his camel riders up here towards Lethal's base. He isn't sending his archers though. He's keeping them home. He's probably going to be dropping a forward castle by the looks of it. He has 794 stone. And let's see here. Does Red see this? Does Red see? Oh my goodness, that's amazing. I did not see that. Look at that. He's so smart. He just, you know, guys, he walks up past this area, doesn't let Red get a visual on his villagers. I would have seen it right off the bat. But Red is building his town archers. Boom. Castle goes up. Now I see it, obviously. I'm like, oh snap. This guy's building a forward castle. Too bad that my mangonel didn't get a, what do you call it? It didn't put enough damage to kill it. It could have died if there was only like 1 villager on it, but he has like 8 villagers on it, so there's no chance of getting it killed. He has 9 villagers technically. He's bringing up his military forward. Lethal's trying to get a few extra shots in. Should be pulling back soon. Boom. He dips. Oh, and not on time. He doesn't dip on time. Loses a mangonel. This is where the fun and fighting begins, guys. Let's take a quick look at the 4 TC boom. Pretty solid. Has 100 Oh, that's blue actually. Blue's going up to Imperial Age with 127 pop, but lethal is almost at the Imperial Age at 113 pop, so not that bad. Finally starting to get the military in. Definitely getting house cap pretty bad. Kind of, I don't want to say playing lazy, but I guess sloppy would be better. Dropping extra blacksmiths, building barracks, dropping a castle. He's like, okay, I need to prep for combat. Now it's not time to focus on the boom. Time to focus and prep on Blue's aggression. Blue is doing well in the sense he has the right idea, guys. He's building these siege workshops, which is smart because Ethiopians, they have really powerful siege weapons. They have powerful cannons and whatnot. What are those units called? Flip, I already forgot. But they have powerful cannons. They have powerful treads. You want to prioritize some kind of siege weapons in this game, regardless, especially in the later stages of the game, because you have to take down buildings like castles, walls, so on and so forth. He's starting to build some knights, which is kind of interesting. He notices that I don't have any elephants in the field, only rattan archers. And I'm obviously, guys, might as well drop those pikemen down. Build those barracks. Keep getting house capped for the next bazillion years. Lethal, start building houses. Take all these guys and just build 25 houses. Getting house capped is so painful to watch. Especially at this stage of the game. You do not want to have a house cap dilemma. It's best to just have 200 pop available at this point. Blue's in the Imperial Age. Let's see what Blue does. Lethal already has some trebs on the field. Blue is house capped as well at 150 pop. He does have his castle garrisoned, so the castle is firing and doing full damage out of its volleys. Didn't open this up, unfortunately, but even though he did attempt to open up, it's probably like, I'm not going to go there. There's a castle. There's a military waiting for me. Lethal starts sieging up his trebs. Lethal's in a good spot. Notice all these buildings he has to get through. He's starting to put the hurt on this castle. Blue isn't buying chemistry or building any siege weapons, so that's a huge mistake. He could have started to build some trebs, but instead he's prioritizing petards and Shotel warriors. He has tons of economy, so he's technically kind of floating his eco a little bit. His eco is chilling, dropping some houses, not to get house capped anymore, and whatnot. Sorry guys, I got text messages. Let's focus on the game, focus on the action. And now he's trying to push forward, but this could be an accident. I feel like he wasn't controlling his military at this time. Maybe he was, I don't know, but that was a lack of control, guys, so that was kind of a mistake. You do not want to come here and fight, and he's attacking buildings. He sends petards, they blow up, don't do any damage. Blue sends his camels south. He's like, I want to kind of maybe poke into his base a little bit. Ow. I said my pikemen, guys, south as well. I'm pretty much mirroring what he's doing, countering his counters. And rattan archers, they fare well with crossbowmen and arbalists, I'd say. They have pretty fast movement speed. They have pretty good damage as well. They're even stronger than crossbowmen, actually. But arbalists, I think, are also 7, or yeah, I think arbalists have 7+3 as well, so they're kind of equal in the attack. I did notice him coming here. I was walling up, but then I forgot to wall this, so this is like kind of a bad mistake. Should have just finished the wall, but no big deal. Red is moving out. He's starting to delete buildings, trying to make space. He's pushing out. He's building a forward castle. He wants this tree line. He wants to secure this area. Blue is attacking, but without researches, guys. Notice how his crossbowmen are getting slaughtered. Ethiopians probably do not have arbalist research. That's my guess right now. I feel like they should have it though. He sends his army full in, guys. First clash of Titans of the day, technically, and it's just gonna get slaughtered. He isn't upgrading his castle age units. He isn't doing much. GG, well played. Little choke point wins the game for Lethal. This little choke point, just a few rattan archers, guys, not much going on here for us. Actually 27, 32 archers now on the field, so it's not a bad thing. to have a little army, but blue broke through. He's trying to do some damage here. He just puts his villagers, his camels, up here on the hill and just chills. He didn't know what to do, guys. This is what I notice with a lot of players when they play this game. They get pressured. They feel like they're getting pushed. They don't have that advantage, military advantage. So they split up their army. They send somewhere trying to do that eco damage instead of trying to catch up with the eco or whatever. He could have played differently, guys, in the sense like build a bigger army than me. Start building out those siege weapons. He wasn't too late on siege weapons, so he could have definitely had a treb war in his favor. So many resources, not utilizing them. Loses his army for nothing, and leaves Lethal with a victory. Guys, GG, well played. Notice how these guys chopped so much, and at this point he isn't walling up because he had the forward aggression. I wasn't building anything that's gonna invade his base. I was just playing super defensive, building up my empire, 3 choke points with castles and whatnot. One thing I'd like to mention before we continue to look at this, the score details is when you build a castle here and it doesn't fully reach this line, it's probably best to quickly just stonewall this one layer, and then this right here is all defended up to this point, because little corners like that could cause problems in the game. Same as here, put like a few little stones, layered walls, and then this is all protected by this castle. Alright, GG, well played, guys. Never float your resources and never give up. Military lead, economy lead, technology lead, society lead, total score lead. Not bad. Units killed 67, 25. Even though blue had most of the military this game, had that military advantage, he didn't really utilize it and prioritize it in the best ways and sorts. Lost his battles, sent some off to die, split up his camels, didn't get anything out of it, and whatnot. Notice the resources difference, guys. Sure, I was up in gold, I was up in stone. Wood and gold are pretty much eye to eye. Food just a little bit, but he's not doing bad. It's not like I had a massive eco lead on him. I did have that stone lead quite a bit. Food lead, I guess, as well. But he's just floating his resources. He wasn't using them. He didn't research up his army fully. Maybe he was just kind of clueless of what to do, or he just felt too much pressure and made bad decisions during the game. I don't know, but he could have used all those resources, at least built something with it. And never forget about the siege. Feudal age timing, not too far off from one another. Castle age timing, kind of a big difference. He was going for a feudal age rush, a late feudal age rush. Imperial age timings, let's say 2 minutes isn't the worst, because I did get my treb out late anyway, so it's not that bad of it. It's not that big of a deal for him in that sense. Total castles 3. We were only, what, 20 village difference? Almost a little over 20. So he wasn't that far behind. I feel like the whole game he was just thinking lethal's ahead in economy, lethal's ahead in economy, rip. And that probably just caused him to feel like he had too much pressure on him and not know what to do, and didn't focus on continuing to build his army and researching it to make it more effective, guys. Not really any great battles this game, but there were some battles, and every one of them came out to be a victory. GG, well played, guys. And as always, stay lethal. Peace out.